person. So, I just tried to adjust my glasses, and now my glove is stuck on my glasses. It got pinched by like the frame, and I can't get, okay, phew. That was scary. I thought I was gonna have to bite off my own hand. My glove was stuck in my glasses. Wow, scooter crashed. You went off the side there. You guys see that? On the left-hand side, there's an open sewer, and there's a scooter that's in it. And then I think the guy who's riding the scooter was the guy standing on the side of the road, and I guess he flagged down a car, and he's trying to get somebody to help him to pick it up out of the open sewer. Been there, done that. I actually never told you guys about that. I'll tell you now. After my big crash, I had a small big crash where I did that. I like that, and then that time I was just, yeah, I was just being an idiot. I was showing off, and I went off the road, and I went into an open sewer, and it was scary as fuck. It's funny because I've had a lot of minor crashes, and I'm not one to panic in general, and I'm not one. And the minor crashes always I brush them off, I get back on, I keep going. But with that crash, because it was after my big crash, it scared the living hell out of me. You know, and I actually went into shock. Like I went into shock. I couldn't think. I couldn't really talk very well. Like, and I got a little hurt, but it wasn't a big deal. But nonetheless, I went into shock. Because it was just scary, because I just recently broken both my legs and my hip and my knee and amputated 2 of my fingers, and then as I'm crashing, I'm like, shit, it's happening again. You know, and it was, oh, look at this. Yeah, and it was scary for me. And that was like a year ago. Like I'm talking like a few months after I started riding, a couple of months after I started riding again. So my big crash was about 2 years, 3 months ago, and so this smaller crash where I went off the road into the sewer happened probably like a year and a half ago. Like maybe like 8, I don't know, yeah, maybe about a year ago, maybe like a year after my crash or a little less. I still wasn't walking very well when it happened, let's put it that way. Yeah. What else? What are we talking about? What else do we got to talk about? So this is my first time riding, I've said this before on Facebook and other places, this is my first time doing a long ride since my big crash. I ride the Ninja not very often. I ride it maybe once every couple of weeks, just on the weekend to go blow off some steam. You know, that's what they are, in my opinion. Like large motorcycles, I say to people, they're toys. These are just toys. They're not vehicles. They're toys. They're like, it's like owning an RC vehicle, like a remote-controlled car or something, like a really expensive, or a quadcopter or something. You go out on the weekend, you take it, you fly it around, you have some fun, you go home. That's what these are. I know a lot of you use it as your like main vehicle, but I have scooters, and scooters are superior to motorcycles in pretty much every single way. So the only way a motorcycle is better than a scooter is like adrenaline factor, and that's you know, yeah. So because I own some nice scooters, there's not much reason for me to ever really ride my my Ninja. Sometimes, yeah, it's, people don't understand how, you know, you get motorcycle guys just think that a scooter is like a girl's version of a motorcycle. And it's just, no, it's actually better. It's actually superior. Like if I could only have one vehicle, it would be a scooter. If I was only allowed to have one vehicle, if there was some new law, one vehicle per person registered in your name, and I had a choice, my choices are like motorcycle, car, or scooter, I would choose scooter. I would choose it over, like, and that means I can't drive a car, I can't drive a motorcycle ever again. That's fine. because it's kind of, it has the good points of both, you know. It's kind of like take the best bits of a car and the best bits of a motorcycle and put them together, and you get a scooter. Yeah, so this is nice for me. Yeah, so I invited along that Spanish guy. I've only met him once before, and he rides a big bike, so I know him through airsoft. I don't know him through motorcycles, but I added him on Facebook, and then I saw on Facebook that he has a big bike, so I'm like, oh, there's a big motorcycle ride if you want to come along, big. And he's like, sure. I've only met him once before, and his English is very hard for me to understand. I'm used to most accents. Like, I can understand British people, Scottish people, Irish people, Australian people. I can understand Asian people who speak English with like a strong Asian accent. I can understand those. Because I'm used to all those things. But I've never known a Spaniard before. I've never known someone who speaks English with a strong Spanish accent. And I cannot make out what he's saying most of the time. And then a lot of the time he's talking to me when he's got his helmet on, and I'm like, I said to him, I'm like, man, without the helmet on, I understand like 30% of what you say. With the helmet on, it's fucking zero. So don't even try to talk to me if you've got your helmet on. This is a really nice bridge here. I sometimes stop and take pictures on it. Wow, the water's low. Yeah, the water's super low. Holy shit. The water should be all, you can see how low it should be all the way up. Hey, wait a minute. Just realized we're like, the Spaniard guy's been sticking on me for the entire ride, and all of a sudden, for the first time, there's no one behind me. Yeah. I'm not surprised it's low. It's been frickin', this is the most mild winter we've ever had in Taiwan. I've been in Taiwan 20 years, and it's never been this warm. Like the whole frickin' winter was like today. And today it's gonna be, like normally, like last year last year on this day, I think it was like on this day or a couple days ago, it was snowing. So one year ago this week, it was snowing here. It was like, you know, plus 2 degrees Celsius. And today it's going to be 27. The real feel with the sun, because it's sunny, it's probably going to be 30 degrees Celsius, which is up like in the 90s in Fahrenheit. So yeah, and it hasn't rained this winter. Like in Taiwan, when I first moved to Taiwan, it rained for 6 weeks in the winter. It rained my first winter here. It rained for 6 weeks straight, and I am not exaggerating. I'm talking 6 weeks, 24/7 rain. It was a very light rain, but nonetheless, I started to go insane. Like I literally started to like freak out and like yell at the people I worked with, and I'm like, what the fuck? How can you live in this fucking country? I haven't seen the sun in 5 fucking weeks. I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is disgusting. How is this even like, you know, like it was freaking me out because where I live in the central part of Canada, the prairies, and it's always sunny there. It like never rains. It rains, but it rains hard and quick. That's how rain in the prairies of Canada is. It rains for like, I don't know, like if it rains on a certain day, it'll rain for an hour and it'll rain hard, and then that's it. So you get like maybe 2 or 3 hours of rain per week, and probably most of them happen at night when you're asleep, so you don't even notice them. So yeah, in Canada you can go months without noticing the rain. And in Canada, like I didn't know anyone who even owned an umbrella in Canada, where I lived in the prairies. Manitoba. Where'd the guy go? That's weird. It's weird. Because for the whole tour, he's been right on my ass. And then, now he's gone. I wonder if he had problems with his bike or something. So, yeah. So we've had like no rain this winter, which is insane. And I hope it holds out, because I'm doing a tour, a big tour, in like 3-4 weeks from now, with a huge amount of guests. I just set off like 2 car alarms. I don't know if you guys heard, and I'm not even like trying to be loud. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. So it's nuts. Normally, like I've never even considered doing tours in the winter, even though I get quite a few like private requests. So I think it would be a good time to do it, like a Christmas tour or something. But yeah, I've never even considered it, because it rains all the time here in the winter. But this one has been like bone dry. You know you're running out of interesting things to talk about in a moto vlog when the only thing you talk about is the fucking weather. Sorry, guys. But this road is gorgeous. There's I see a few guys on the forums, the Taiwan English forums, and there's a couple of guys that are kind of like motorbike experts, but they ride small bikes. And it's usually those guys that say, oh yeah, there's no point owning a big bike in Taiwan. There's no point. It's not a good place to own a big bike. And blah, 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 like that. And it's like bullshit, man. Like, look at this road. Like, this road alone is worth getting a big bike. Because this road is like, I don't know, like 300 kilometers long, and the whole thing is fairly high speed and windy. Like the whole thing is windy. You don't have straight sections on this road, and it's huge. Yeah, just for this road. The girl over there in the pink, that's actually a guy. It was funny because this morning when we were at the meetup spot, he came riding up and he's got pink helmet, pink shirt, and then I think he has some pink on his bike. And I was like, oh, a girl rider, that's nice. She's riding her own bike, and her bike looks pretty. And then he takes off the helmet. I'm like, oh, it's a guy. I mentioned it to the people with me. I'm like, I thought that was a girl when he pulled up, and then a couple of them said, yeah, I did too. I think it's cool wearing pink. I don't have a problem with that, but when it gets to the point where people literally are getting your sex wrong, then maybe it's time to cut back on the pink. Got a wicker. It's called Wicker, right? The Wicker salesman on the right there we just passed. Chairs and stuff. You get that a lot here. You get people with trucks, and they'll just like load up a truck with something that they make, you know, like some kind of a guy, like a handyman who makes shit out of wood, or someone like that guy who makes stuff out of wicker, and then they'll just take their truck and they'll find a road like this, park on the side, unload it, and sell it on the street. You know, and the cops will drive by, the cops will see them. They don't have a license to sell there. It's not but they don't give a shit. Why would they? They're not hurting anyone. But of course, if this was like the land of the free, or Canada, or probably the UK, they wouldn't last an hour before they'd get arrested or fined for selling shit without a license. It's fucking bullshit, man. Taiwan has has so much freedom. I think Taiwan has got to be #1 on the planet for freedom to safety ratio. Because you get other countries that are free, like as in you can do whatever the fuck you want, but they're also really dangerous countries. Taiwan is safe. It's safer than America or Canada, the UK. It's like Japan level safe, where you can just walk around at any hour and not worry about getting mugged, not worry about, anything. And so it's that kind of safety combined with freedom. And that's what makes this the best place in the world to live, in my opinion.